Jair Alexander backed up all that smack talking. Remember, he called Justin Jefferson's Week 1 game a fluke. Well, yesterday he held the Vikings receiver to just one catch in the Packers' 41-17 demolition. After the game, Alexander called out Skip and Shannon, guys. Take a listen.
And tell Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless they need to, watch what they say when they talk about me. You feel me? They need to watch what they put out, talking about he a good corner, great corner.
He's just taking names all over the place, keeping receipts. All right, Shannon, what's your response to Jair?
Why you picking on the debate host? Man, I ain't bothered nobody. I'm just up here doing my job. I said you're a good corner. You got to play, you talk. I said, I ain't got no problem with the man talking, but now you talked it, you got to back it up. Yep. You backed it up.
He did.
I ain't got no beef with you, bro. I don't want no smoke. You played unbelievable.
Yep.
The Packers defense played unbelievable.
They did.
And again, the Vikings offense picked up the most inopportune time. The defense terrible, Skip. They ain't going nowhere. You can't give up 40 points to Green Bay on the road. You can't give up 40 points at home to the Cowboys. You give up another 34 points to the Detroit Lions. You see, if these games are not nip-tuck, they get blown away. Give the Cowboys, give the Packers defense credit. They did an unbelievable job. They had a game plan of how they wanted to attack Cousins and this passing game offense, but it also didn't help them that Cook couldn't get going running the football because a lot of what they do is off play action. Well, Skip, if you can't run the football, I ain't taking no fake. Hell, you ain't going nowhere. What you sticking? What you faking it for? So now I get to drop in my zones. Jair, you had an unbelievable game. You played extremely well, and you needed to play extremely well in order for them to have a chance, for your team to have a chance to win. But I still don't believe Justin Jefferson Week 1 was a fluke. The man has 1,700 yards. So even if I take that 184 yards away from him, he's still leading the NFL in receiving yards.
Yeah.
So his season is not a fluke. So you played well, deservedly so. You get to pat yourself on the back. Your teammates should pat themselves on the back.
Yeah.
You played phenomenal.
Okay, I agree. I don't mind him calling us out because he walked his talk.
Yeah.
I will say, if you remember my response to your response on Friday, I said, well, I liked everything that he said up to the word fluke.
Right.
Because he was trying to make the case, which I appreciated. He doesn't wear a Superman suit. He said a super suit. But Superman, it's like he doesn't go in a phone booth and change into a Superman suit. He's just a man like I'm just a man.
Right.
I don't have a Superman suit either, but we're just men. So he was trying to say he's not supernatural.
Right.
You know, like
the Samuel Jackson guy, I think it's the Incredibles. Where's my super suit?
Okay, all right, there you go. But the point is, he was on to something because you can't hold this human down, this number 18 for the Minnesota Vikings, because I've watched him get held down before.
Right.
It wasn't a fluke what he did because if that was a fluke, then he's had a whole bunch of flukes.
Yeah,
right?
he's fluky.
He's fluking everywhere, right? And he's not fluky.
Right.
He's really good.
Yes.
But he is tameable. He is controllable.
Right.
He is beatable. And to Jair's credit, the first game, as we pointed out, there were times when even Justin Jefferson admitted, I lined up and I'd look around like, wait, nobody's covering me? Throw me the football.
Right.
Well, Jair, in the big difference from first game to this game was he traveled with him and he just said, I got him. Right. I got him. I got him. I got him. And he was all over him. He caught one ball for 15 yards. And then at one point when he went over and broke one up, he did his signature dance on him. Well, I'm good with that as long as you can back it up.
Right.
And he backed it up all day and all night long. And yet, I also told you there's something weird about Justin Jefferson to me. And again, he is a great player. And I don't throw that word around loosely, but he has already proven to be a great National Football League player. But he runs a little hot and cold. And I don't know that he has the supreme self-confidence that I see in some of the other receivers like a Devontae or any of the big, or Jamar Chase.
Let me tell you what it is, Skip. if you look at his directly affected by Cousins, what did Cousins do against the Cowboys? Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
What did he do yesterday? Absolutely nothing. 3 interceptions, a strip sack by Kenny Clark.
4 turnovers.
So that's Skip. And so now the Packers are back-to-back games of at least four takeaways.
Yep.
That's the one thing that those other guys that you mentioned, the Jamar Chase,
Yeah.
Joe Burrow doesn't flinch.
No.
Other receivers, they don't flinch.
Yeah.
And so as long as your quarterback doesn't flinch, I feel confident that I don't
Yeah.
have to speed up anything or I don't have to do anything.
Devontae, especially in Green Bay, he didn't flinch either.
He had
Green
Aaron
Bay.
Rodgers.
Yeah. Okay.
And you see yesterday Stidham standing in there, and you see Devontae be Devontae.
He was. He was, because Stiddy was taking some shots in the face and flinging it.
Yes.
Okay. I did watch my Dallas Cowboys the last 2 times against Justin Jefferson. It was the Cooper Rush game up there on
Right.
Sunday night a year ago. He caught, in that game, he got 4 targets and he caught 2 for 21. This year at Minnesota, again, the final score was 40-3 Dallas, but he got 5 targets and he caught 3 for 33. He was human. He was vincible as opposed to invincible, right? Because there are days when Kirk Cousins gets hot that I told you, he just kind of looks for wherever the purple 18 is and he just throws it kind of in his direction.
Right.
Well, he was not hot yesterday. And when he's not hot, they're a bad football team.
Yeah.
Because I look at some of the things that have happened to them this year, not to mention what happened yesterday, 41-17. My team did a 40-3 on Kirk Cousins up there. 40-3.
Right.
And then at Detroit, it was pretty much a wipeout. It was 34-23. And then at Philadelphia, it was 24-7. That was early in the year. But my point is, well, even Indy didn't have enough firepower to sustain, but remember, it's 33 to nothing at halftime. 33 to nothing?
If the offensive line isn't good, and then they lose 2 more starters early in the ball game. So now Green Bay says, okay, your offensive line wasn't good to start the game. Now you got backup saying early in the game, let's get out there. This is the first time since 2016 that Green Bay have had back-to-back games of at least 4 takeaways. So that just goes to show you they're doing something that they haven't done in a very long time. And so now I can attack. You already said I don't just have the utmost confidence in Cousins, because I see a guy that's overachiever, that's underconfident. And so now
That's exactly who he is.
And so you see how Green Bay started to attack him. And so now Jefferson is getting more frustrated because I'm not getting the ball.
Yep.
I've gone a whole quarter and y'all ain't thrown me not one target. I ain't got one target. So now they know, Jair knows I got him now. He's frustrated. And so even the ball comes his way, he's so focused on beating me that now he loses concentration.
Okay, I got it. My final takeaway on Justin Jefferson is he seems like a really nice kid to me.
Yeah.
Almost nice to a fault, because he doesn't have supreme self-confidence, like arrogant. You almost have to, you know how wide. Well,
No, Skip, I think he does, because he said Devontae Adams currently is the best receiver.
Yeah.
But after this season, I'm going to be the best receiver. You don't
I don't see him. His body language doesn't speak that way to me.
I think his body language yesterday, because.
But maybe he's just a product. He's a prisoner of Kirk Cousins.
Well, most receivers are.
Well,
I mean,
it's the ultimate dependent position. You can't throw it to yourself.
Look at what Mahomes is doing to the receivers that he has. Skip, he ain't got no guys that that's going to make the Pro Bowl.
Except for Kelsey.
Yeah. But look at what he's doing. He's 5,000 yards with Juju, and Juju can't outrun me. And Scantling, who Green Bay said, nah, we good. And they got Kadarius Toney, who the Giants had given up on. Sky Moore has really never materialized into the offensive threat that they thought he would.
I see little flashes.
You see potential.
Yep, I do.
But the quarterback can change everything.
Kirk Cousins had a QBR of 10 yesterday.
It was that high?
I was going to say that was actually being nice to Kirk Cousins.
That must have been his cousins that was giving that grade.
I think you're right. To me, Minnesota is fraudulent.
Yeah.
To me, I don't trust them. I don't fear them. And they will be one and done.
Easy.
And they're going to get a home play. I assume,
they'll get a home playoff game.
They're going to win the division. Yeah.
Well, right now they're the 3rd seed.
Yeah.
So I don't know who the 6th
see
seed
how
is.
that goes.
But they're the 3rd seed because the 49ers are the 2 seed, and obviously still right now the Eagles are the 1 seed.
Okay.
So yeah, I agree with you, Skip, because the thing is that if you get that offensive line is so bad and you attack Cousins.
Yeah. Okay, now let's flip it around and look at the other side.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden, here come the Packers out of nowhere, and Aaron's kind of full of himself after the games, and
he never lost confidence.
Yeah, and he says, I could see it. I didn't say anything this time, but I saw we had that 3-game stretch. Remember, they had 3 big games in a row against Philadelphia, Dallas, and Tennessee.
Right.
And he said, I knew if we could just get one of them, then we'd get back on a roll and we could pull this thing off. Well, you needed about 20 ways of help to pull this thing off at 4-8. But